I'm going to make a very bold claim for those of you who study human design, but I want to put this idea out there for those of you who are emotional projectors in human design to let you know that you are an ancient fertility god or goddess in a human skin. I know that sounds very bold. A lot of people think of divinity as this very far off thing, but let's just face it. If you were to meet your grandkids, great-great-grandkids, maybe even like 10 generations from now, they might actually see you as a god. So since your soul has reincarnated enough times, you most likely in a past life have affected a tremendous amount of people and did a great amount of good. If you are an emotional projector and your soul is pretty much a good soul, that you value goodness and you value growth and health, you are most likely an ancient fertility god or goddess walking around. So what does that mean for you, right? Here, this is the question. Like a lot of people say, oh, you're a god. But the key is that number one, nobody is required to worship you. Nobody is required to give you anything. But you are required to find your old power within you, within the myths, within the mist of your past, in your past lives, are all of your abilities and skills. And what if I told you the fact that you were so emotionally fine-tuned to others, so sensitive, so emotionally volatile, is because you can actually read the waves of energy coming off of people's emotion bodies. You can feel the imbalances. Even while other people are completely dissociated from their body, you can feel when somebody is dissociated. You can hear in somebody's voice when they are lying. You can hear when people are deceiving themselves. And you've been trying to tell them your whole life. You've been trying to say, hey, you seem imbalanced. Hey, you seem upset. And what do people do? They lash out at you because they don't want to be seen. They don't want to face the things that you're saying, and they definitely don't want you to be right. And so what have you done? You've lived in shame and bitterness, feeling like nobody cares about your counsel. Nobody cares about what you see, hear, and feel coming off of others. And nobody cares that you can actually absorb the emotional energy from other souls just by talking to them on the phone or being in near proximity to them. You absorb those emotions and you take them into you and process them, that you can actually process the wisdom of another person just like a well of water can absorb the toxins and dissolve them and clean them. So it's really important for you to understand that your energy body is highly tuned to fertility. Now, how does this relate to fertility? What are fertility gods? Fertility gods and goddesses were gods that helped people reunite themselves with their body, with their physical form. They helped them heal. They helped them return their reproductive health and vitality. They helped them stay young. They helped them heal from physical, emotional, or mental trauma. And this is exactly what emotional projectors do in this world, is that we are so finely tuned to what the body needs and the balance between emotions in the body that we naturally balance everybody around us. Even while we're unbalanced as emotional projectors and we could be completely in our not self, have you noticed your life has been absolute chaos and destruction, and yet everybody else around you is doing well? It's because you're a fertility god or goddess. And have you noticed that when you leave those people and you go out into your own and focus on your own healing and rebalancing, those people around you do poorly and descend into chaos without you? It's because you're a fertility god or goddess. Have you noticed the fact that you look so much younger than people of your age? It's because you're a fertility god or goddess. And just because you're a fertility god or goddess doesn't mean that you aren't susceptible to self-sabotage, to being hurt, to falling ill, to listening to the rest of the world and letting yourself fall into the not self. You can be just as vulnerable as any of the other types of beings out there. But I will say, if you are an emotional projector, you are most likely an ancient fertility god or goddess walking around in this world. And your goal in this lifetime is most likely to heal all the lifetimes that you forgot who you were. This world has been pretty much antagonistic towards Aboriginal and indigenous deities, so deities of the land, for at least 2,000 to 4,000 years, depending on where you're coming from. So before, certain wise souls, certain fertile and powerful souls were worshipped in regions because people saw that everybody was healthy around this person. They noticed that when this one woman cooked for the village, nobody got sick that winter. Or when this one woman would bathe at this certain well, everybody would become healthier and stronger around that well. Then when she died, everything changed and people grew sick. So people remember this, and this is what creates myth and legends of fertility gods and goddesses. And it just means that your body is finely tuned to the unconditional love of source creation. And you have the ability to channel that through your emotion body. Your emotion body, which exists in the third layer, so you have your physical body, and then you have your prana body, which is the body that you create through your actions. In Norse, it would be the hamingja, and the third would be the emotional body. And an emotional projector would have a very powerful emotion body that can channel source consciousness. And if you can connect your emotion body to the rest of your bodies, to your prana, to your physical body, as well to your mental body and your bliss body, you get that emotional body connected to all of the 5 parts of self, then there's no stopping you. And you will remember why you are a fertility god or goddess. And here is the really wonderful part. If you meet another fertility god or goddess, and you are one yourself, the amount of healing that the two of you can do, not only just by talking, but when you become eventually in each other's presence, is more than the world would probably understand. The amount of healing and reclamation that would happen when fertility gods meet each other is so powerful. So look for those people in your community who seem to bless all they touch, help all that come their way, and make everybody else's life a much better place just because they exist in it. Look for those people, and you will find they are most likely an emotional projector. This is my 2 cents. I think that the guy who invented human design was somehow touching upon the ancient archetypes of the pagan landscape. And there are many different types of gods, and I think that all the different types reflect different types of gods. But it is my firm belief as an emotional projector that all emotional projectors are ancient fertility gods.